Hi, this is Linda from Brooklyn, and I'm going to give you my best holiday survival tips. When you get to those intense family gatherings, you're going to approach it like it's a scientific experiment. Make a list of 10 things that you'd like to improve in yourself or in your life, in your world. And those 10 things, you're going to focus on them. But when you get to the place where you're going for the holidays, you get to someone's house and the family's all there, that will be your opportunity to judge people favorably, give them the benefit of the doubt, and start observing them like you're a scientist. Just observe everything they do that's right and good, and then just sponge it up so that you can take it home with you, all that goodness. And if you have people that usually get under your skin or a little bit toxic for you, just forget about that, because now you're doing your scientific experiment. And you're going to have a joyous and less judgmental holiday. And I wish you shalom by it. You basically have to start with a clean slate and get rid of all those past preconceived notions and anxieties about how you think people are going to act or behave. You're not there with your arms open waiting to catch them doing something wrong. It's the holiday. You're there to have a happy holiday, happy, meaningful new year. So you can use your scientific experiment to find out things that you didn't know before. For example, find out where they get their cakes and desserts from, where they buy their stuff from, or find out where they do their exercise, or whatever it is. Let's not blow the sweet New Year out of proportion. You're going to dip the apple. You're going to have a little few sweets. The chali, the mitzvah. How much is that a mitzvah? 1 ounce? Now at home, you could put the Band-Aid on to keep your mouth shut. But when you're going to your in-laws' house, you're not going to bring the Band-Aid. One of my good holiday tips is to be wary of the way you begin sentences. For example, don't start sentences with "why don't you?" Like, don't ask, "Why don't you such and such?" Don't ask it. Or don't start sentences with, "You know what you should do?" People don't like that. Okay, so now you get to people's houses. You don't really like the food they're serving, or it's that same menu they make every year, their same menu. And so if you don't like it, just eat before. Make scrambled eggs, have it before. Don't go hungry. And that's it. It's sometimes like so you get simple. A relative that's like a newscaster, like an inquisitive type. And when they could ask you a question, and not even about you, but about someone else, so you could just say, "I don't know. I don't ask those questions." Or, "I don't know. I didn't ask." You didn't ask. Sometimes you get somebody really, you could always say, "Why do you ask?" Or, "Why do you want to know?" If they're really a monster, If they ask you a question, you could always say, "I don't know," or, "I don't know. I'd have to sleep on it," or, "What do you think?" You don't really have to be, you could be vague. You don't have to be mean. You could be vague. In general, if you talk to people about what they're interested in, they usually like it. Like, if they like tennis, then you ask them about their tennis. And even though you have no interest in chasing a yellow ball around or anything, but you are going to ask them, "How's your tennis?" When people ask you something, you can always turn it on them. Like, they ask you something and then you could just ask it back, like, "Oh, what do you think?" I mean well. I really do mean well. Okay, so now this is not a profound tip, but it goes without saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. Now, if you've had a negative experience with some of these relatives before, then this is where your scientific experiment is going to help you. Because let's say you don't like the way somebody acts or the way they do things. So you could just say, your way isn't the only way. Other people could have a different way, and you could learn from them. You could also learn how not to be. Like, you don't have to be like them. So that's something you're learning also to improve yourself. So you could just say, to be or not to be. Sounds a little Shakespeare-ish. Try it. Try your scientific experiment this holiday. I'm sure you'll have a joyous, less judgmental holiday, and you'll come out of it atoning for your sins and wanting to improve yourself and having a great year ahead. I wish you that. Have a great year. Have a great, happy new year.